Hello everyone. Now that we have seen how you can create normal invoices and the various transactions like goods receipt note and get paid against them, let's look at how we can manage the use cases wherein you need to generate a partial invoice against a quote. Let's go to sell. Let's click on create new quote. Let's select customer. Let's add a product. Let's say 10 quantity. Let's save this. Now the quotation has been saved. Now the next step that we can follow is either fulfill them, that is generate a delivery order, or we can convert it into an invoice. Let's start with convert. Let's select partial conversion. You will notice that you can specify what is the invoice date that you want. Let's click on convert partially. Let's say we want to raise an invoice for only 3 quantity that we are dispatching for now. Let's click on save and close. Now the invoice has been saved. Now we can fulfill this invoice, that is create a delivery order. Let's click on fulfill, direct fulfillment. The quantity is populated as 3. Let's click on fulfill. Now the fulfillment has been done. The next step that we will do is let's create another invoice against the quote. Let's go back to quotation. You will notice against the quote, you will be able to see the linked invoices and the status of fulfillment is partial. If you click on the quotation, you will be able to see the linked transactions on the right hand side. Let's click on convert to invoice. Again, you have the option to change the invoice date. Let's click on convert partially. The quantity pending is 7 because we had already invoiced 3 and also fulfilled them. So let's say we want to create an invoice for 7 quantity and also fulfill it. Let's click on save and close. New invoice is also generated. Let's click on fulfill. Direct fulfillment. Again, 7 quantity, that is the pending. Let's click on fulfill. And now our entire quotation has been completely consumed to create invoices and also fulfill them. The only step that is left now is click on get paid and capture the payment that comes from the customer. Let's look at another case of partial invoicing. This time let's consider a quotation where instead of a product we have services. Let's pick up this quotation. Now this quotation has a service for worth 50,000. Let's convert to invoice. Let's select convert partially. You will notice the invoice is created for you to edit. The total of the invoice is 56,000. Let's raise the first invoice for only 15,000. Now this may happen in case you want to only raise the invoice for the amount of services that have been imparted. Let's save this. Now the first invoice has been saved. Let's go back to the quotation. You can again see the link that mentions the invoices that have been created against this quotation. Let's click on convert again. Convert partially. The invoice again opens up and you will notice the amount that is mentioned over here is automatically the difference of pending amount. Earlier we had created an invoice for 15,000. So the difference, that is 50 minus 15, is 35,000. Let's save this. Now before saving, I would also like to mention, in case you want to have more partial invoices, so you can save this invoice for let's say 20,000 and the next invoice that you create will automatically fetch the remaining value, that is 15,000. So that's the second case that you can manage with partial invoicing. The first case had products in which we created partial invoices depending on the quantity for which we wanted to raise the invoice. The second case was of a service. We raised multiple invoices of different values.